license or?
Welcome.
Right.
We're down at Manchester Golf Club. Super excited for this video. If you're after some new wedges like I am, I'm always in the market. Maybe come down here for the fitting. Titleist have launched an AI platform where you hit shots linked with Trackman, and they will give you what grind you need, what shaft you need. It does it all. I'm super excited to get in there with Matt, have a look, see what it's saying for me. As you know, I bought some new wedges from Titleist a few years ago, got them from Scottsdale. They've been brilliant, but I'll be interested to see what Titleist themselves are actually saying. And like I say, if you're interested in some wedges, this could be the video for you. As always, please hit that like, share and subscribe.
Okay, so what we're going to do after then is just have you just loosen up with a few wedges. Okay, so obviously we'll probably ask you a few questions as you go along. Okay, so just get you loosened up with a few wedges and so on. So obviously you're right-handed.
Yep.
Okay, you are what, 1 to 5 handicap?
Yep.
So the course that you typically play on, is it generally a soft, slightly soft, medium?
I'd say soft.
You say soft. Do you play other courses though that might be firm? Ish.
Yeah, but I'd say mostly soft because of the UK weather. And
right. Okay. All right. I'll put soft. And what are your typical bunker conditions? Are they generally a soft sand, slightly soft, medium, firm, firmish?
I'd say medium.
Medium. Okay. And what is your level of confidence with bunker shots?
High.
High? High?
High.
Very good. Okay, so the loft on your wedge there, what do we reckon that is? Is that
I'm going to go 46.
I reckon 46 on that one. And the highest loft you would like to play, is that a 56, 58 or 60?
60.
Okay. So the app is actually recommending the Vokey lob wedges would be the 46, a 50, a 54 and a 60.
Which is what I've currently got in a mixed bag.
All right. Okay, now this is a trick questions. So obviously the 46 you'll use for full shots, won't you?
Yes.
The 50, do you use the 50 for full shots? Yes.
Yes.
Do you use it for pitching?
No.
No. And would you ever open the face on it and play a shot?
No.
No. The 54, do you use it for full shots?
Yep.
Yep. Do you pitch with it?
Yep.
Yep. Do you open the face on it?
If I have to.
If you have to, not necessarily.
No.
No. And do you use it for bunkers?
No.
No. So your 60, would you do full shots?
Yep.
Yeah. Pitch
Well,
with
more, I don't really do full shots with a 60.
Right,
Try and
so
avoid,
just,
unless I have to. It's more pitch shots, bunker shots.
Pitch shots, and you would open the face
Yes.
if you had to. Okay. Right, we're going to rank those shots.
Right.
Okay. So full shot's fine. So 54 degree, would you say you use it more for full shots or pitch shots? So most often you would use it for either a pitch or a full shot.
Yeah.
Pitch?
Yeah, I'd go probably pitch.
Yeah, I would say that. And then on your 60 degree, which is probably the most used club in your bag, would you say you tend to use it more for, if you ranked it in order, at the moment they've got pitch as the most often, open face second, and then bunkers. Would you say you...
Probably open face first, bunkers second.
And then pitch in
Pitch,
third.
yeah.
Third. Okay. Okay, right. So what's going to happen now is you're going to go through a series of shots, and it's going to be like 3 shots here and stuff like that. It's connected to Trackman, so it's measuring all your details and stuff like that as we're going along. And then what generally happens at the end is it's going to give us a ranking of the clubs, and it gives me the lofts, which is already recommended. It also, and that's not set in stone, by the way. So, you know, if you felt like you want to flight it a bit differently, you can change the lofts here or there. We're also going to get obviously lie angles and stuff like that correct. That's no problem at all. Generally, it'd be pretty close to probably what you've got now.
Yeah.
But generally what we're trying to look for is, it's going to measure the angle of attack. So it's going to recommend the bounce. What's going to happen now is you're going to hit a series of shots, okay? You're going to be about 3 shots with each club. I'm going to ask you to do different things, all right? It's being measured by Trackman, all right? So what it actually measures, it's going to be measuring the angle of attack to the ball, okay? And also strike and all these other bits and bobs, spin rates and so on. But what that's going to do is it's going to give me an indication on the app here of what bounce you need on the club, depending on the answers you gave me earlier, soft ground and so on and so forth. But also it's going to give us the right grind that you need on the club as well. You might need one that's multi-versatile, you know, like an M grind or something like that, which has got shaved bits here and there. It means you can open the face, close the face, and so on and so forth. If it's a pure bunker shot, it'd probably just be a big fat round sole. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing next. Right. Yeah, so basically what we've got on here, the app is taking me through these series of questions that we asked you earlier. It's collating all that information, and then we're ranking like these ones here in your preference of how you use it. So your 60 degree, you'd use more open face, bunkers, and then pitch and so on. So it's going to take all those calculations, and then we're going to start then swinging, which then is going to, as you hit shots, you're going to hit 3 shots full, 50 degree full, and 50 pitching, 50 with an open face and so on. We'll go through all these, and then this is going to start to collate some information on here from Trackman. So it's going to tell us whether you're a shallow striker, neutral, or steep. Okay, and then that starts to then collate all the information down here that you need for the grinds and the bounce and so on.
Bro,
just do what you normally do. Good. Excellent. Good. Okay, so now we need your 50 degree. What have you currently got there? The tailor-made?
Yeah. So I got a tailor-made with a Vokey shaft in.
Okay.
No, Brian did me an S200 tour and it was like swinging a sledgehammer. I said, get rid of that. He went, what do you want? And I think it were, young Max said something like, oh, I could put your Vokey in. I said, do it.
Yeah, because they have like an S200 shaft, isn't it? It's like a softer stiff, if that makes sense. Good. And again?
Because this is the one that I've not had length, and this is just an inch longer, where my pitching wedge is 1.5 inches. I think my 2 Vokeys are 1.5 inches.
You probably want it similar then, don't you? Would you say?
This is like my 100 to sort of 115 club.
Okay. And have these been made more upright?
I'm not sure.
I can check that anyway. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Probably not trained anymore. That's how old I am.
I just remember buying it basically, so I need it 1 inch longer. And then it turned out I need 1.5 inches. But at that point I was like, well, I'm not.
Pretty good. Okay, now, this next 3 shots is going to be 3 shots from about, and you want to keep them at 15 to 20 yards. You're talking literally to the end of this little platform here.
Right.
Yeah, with the same club. Just hit that just a bit too far, but that's fine. Keep it shorter than that.
Shorter than that?
Yep.
I was going to say, was that too short, actually?
There we go, good. Very good. Okay. Right, so now the same club, 50 degree.
Right.
You're going to hit this 10 yards, okay, but with slightly open face.
Right.
Yeah? Perfect. And again. Perfect, and again. Perfect. Done that before. Okay.
I've never done that before.
54, 3 full shots, then it'd be 54 pitch shots, then open face again. It didn't go black. There's little dots on here, it goes red or black.
Right.
And again.
So now it's 3 pitch, isn't it?
Yep. So pitch shot, just 15 yards again. Keep it short.
Oh.
Just a bit too, just set out of range. Just try again.
Is that too short or?
Yeah, maybe. Just again.
Let's go a bit longer.
Right where those balls are, isn't it? You know, the...
Yeah.
Right, just pause for a second. Come on, why is it not reading? Right, go for it again.
Is that too far?
No. Why is it not reading? The development of this is here now, what's starting to happen. You've hit these shots here. This is what the Trackman's starting to pick up on. So it's noticing on your technique that you're, with your full shots, for example, you come in fairly shallow to the club. Okay, your pitching, you was quite shallow as well. And then like your open faces, you're a little bit more neutral, which is understandable because you're probably trying to pick up and cut across it a little bit and so on and so forth. So your pattern is starting to develop that you're more of a shallow style swinger. But then what we're starting to see from there is this indicating on what sort of, you can see how that 46 is an F, which is a standard grind for fairway and so on. But then we start to see it's saying you're 54, you might need a 12-degree bounce with a D-shaped grind, because, and it's starting to say even 60 with a 10-degree bounce. The indication of why it's saying these higher bounces is because you said you play on soft turf.
Yes.
Yeah, so you need more of a bounce. But the shape is quite important, really. And this is what it's calculating. So as you're going along, it's starting to see how your shot pattern is with spin rates and so on. So you can see all the data's down here actually as well. So for every shot, it's down here. So it's telling me your ball speed, your launch angles, your backspin, your carry distances, and so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean? So it's telling you everything you need. So your angle of attacks, it's giving us an overall riding picture of what your angle of attack is. So it's clever in that because it uses the Trackman data to start giving us an indication of what you need, if that makes sense.
The red flag with large gap, is that a big?
Yeah, so generally you might have a golfer that say, ideally you want about 4 degrees to maybe less, but that's not really an issue for yours because 4 degrees is 50. So it's, I don't know why it's saying that. It just generally they might say you might want a bit tighter, but that to me is nowhere near problematic, is it? Because it's 4 degree split. I'm surprised it's not saying it down here actually. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there's no issue with that for you. There's no red flag needed for you there, really.
A bit. Yep.
Okay, so you've done all those shots now, okay, and this is what it's recommending. Now, it's fairly low on the other ones, but we can mess about with the 60 degree and so on and so forth. So the fairway, the 46 and the 50, you use those for mostly full shots. You need more of just a normal grind, as they would say, okay, which is F grind. You might need a little bit more bounce, as they would say, but you could get away with 8s on both of those, which is probably what your pitching wedge is anyway, all right? So that's a given, really, all right? But it's like saying for you on the 50 degree, 50 degrees, 8 degrees of bounce with an F grind, pretty high 75% match. You could try a 12 degree F grind, that's about a low 25 degree match, if that makes sense. And even explains your full shot delivery is very shallow, your course conditions are soft, so you need that bounce and grind, yeah? As we go down into what I call the money clubs, your 54 and 60s, this is where you're sort of saving shots around the green. You can see it's given a percentage of what it recommends. So 54 degrees with quite a high degree of bounce because of the softness of your course. But then also you've got the versatility of having this grind here where you can open the face, the heel doesn't get in the way of the shot and so on and so, you can be on the toe. So your pitch, as it says here, your pitch shot club delivery is fairly shallow, your course conditions are soft, so you need a club that can deliver a shallow angle, basically. So the D and the M's and so on are quite a common ones that I find most golfers fit into, to be fair. And obviously the 60 is your busiest club, if that makes sense. You use that a lot. So again, it's saying S grind, but I'd be very surprised to see whether or not, if you're not like either an M grind, possibly even, again, the D grind to match the 54 with a higher bounce.
Yes.
Because of the softness of your course, if that makes sense.
Which is interesting. The T grind there, it's saying 0%, and yet that is what I was fitted for in my SM10.
Right. We've got your 54 12D. The main thing is you can see the shape of the actual, the beveled edge here. It's quite a high bounce club because you play on soft ground. But with this beveled edge and this back edge here, it gives you the versatility to open the blade up so that the heel doesn't interact with the ground too much and cause you to duff it low and left and so on. So you've got the versatility with that grind. Back in the old days, the players would put them on grinding wheels and grind those things away. So you've got that versatility. Now, when we hit some shots there now, we just want to see how that interacts with the ground, if that makes sense. Generally, what we would tend to do is either take you onto the chipping green and just have a few chips with that and see how that goes. Okay, so what we normally come and do now is we'd actually bring you out here onto the chipping area and we just make you play a variety of different chips, and then we'll be asking you sort of blindly, how does that feel? How does that interact with the ground and so on and so forth? So we just get you hitting a few shots and you'll play them and you'll see and you'll get a judge of how it feels. And we'll try you some different shots around the green, variety of lies, bunker shots and things like that. And then eventually you start to find which one feels right. Okay, so we're just going to chip to, do you want to chip to that left-hand flag?
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is the 60.
Yeah, so this is the 60. All I want you to do is just play a few shots, and I want you to allow the club just to, just to sort of do its thing, really. Let it bounce through if you have to, and so on. And you're just going to judge me on, judge it on how does it feel? Does it interact with the ground nicely?
That felt a little toey, as you can see, but actually felt really nice.
Yeah. Very good. Do you see that?
That was really nice. That felt lovely.
Dropped and grabbed and it stopped nicely. The biggest change they've done with the SM11s this year, because it looks, I mean, let's be serious, most Vokeys, you know, every year they look similar.
Yes.
But there's very hidden little subtle changes that they've made into it.
Ooh.
The main difference with this one is they've offered more options with regards to grinds and bounce, but also as well they've changed like the center of gravity locations and stuff like that. So you get a much better, more flighted shot. See how that's interacting? Caught that a little heavy,
yeah,
but it still worked out okay. Because the reason why it's worked out okay is because it didn't dig, it bounced and came out.
Ooh.
Okay, still worked though, look.
Yeah, still come out.
But that's the benefits of a well-fitted wedge, because you can still throw it at the ball and it still works its magic. That makes sense?
Yes.
Look at that, nice. Feel that?
And it's got that nice little, you can see the nice little grip.
Just try another shot now, but just try and open the face slightly. You know, like you said you normally do.
Oh,
perfect. That's okay though. Look.
That felt really nice.
Yeah.
That really felt nice. I mean, I don't normally open the face when it's nothing in front of me, but that felt really nice.
Good.
Just felt like it slid straight under it.
And yet, considering it's got 12 degrees of bounce on it, but that's because you've got that grind on it. Perfect.
Wow.
The beauty of it is when you get the right grind, it really gives you that freedom of releasing the club and throwing it at the ball properly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you don't feel like you're having to recover the shot. I had somebody who had too shallow a bounce the other day and the wrong grind, and he was really digging at it, and he didn't have any confidence at it. Gave him the right bounce. He said, I can just allow the club just to hit the ground. It bounces off and does its thing.
Yeah.
I can go at it.
I'm feeling that with that. I am feeling very confident that, like you said, I can just throw the club under it. There's no trouble or anything. The other thing is I've got, obviously we are on range balls.
Yeah. We will get Pro Vs.
These aren't the TP5s that I've now moved to, but like you said,
it's okay.
Oh, I think I come up on that one. I don't think that was the club.
No, but it's okay. You're allowed one.
But like you say, I've not lost that confidence. It's not like, oh, I won't try that. I actually.
No. You can encourage yourself to do it. Perfect. You feel that?
Yeah, it just feels so natural. It doesn't. It's effortless. It's
you
not.
Shouldn't have to. If you get the right grind, it does the work for you.
Yes.
If that makes sense. This is why the pros on the old days used to go and take the club into the grinding wheel to try and say, oh yeah, that I can feel the heel digging in, or you know, with that old shot, with that old club you've got.
I mean, we're on quite a tight lie here as well. We're not on fluffy stuff.
Bear
this
in mind,
is quite
it's a 12
tight.
degree.
And I'm getting the club really under it. It really is.
Yeah. What we're finding is that sole plate won't dig in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It feels like I can feel it hitting the ground, and then and this is quite firm, isn't it? This is
yeah, we're quite firm here at Manchester. Beautiful.
And I'm getting quite a bit of height as well, I've noticed, without.
Again, that's to do with the location of centre of gravities and stuff like that. It was quite low in the old SM10s.
Right.
They've risen up a bit, so you get a better flight, better spin control and so on.
Yeah.
So which one's that one?
That's the 54, is that
54, 12 degree D.
12 degree. So now with the 54, same flag, but you'll see probably a bit lower, is what I'm anticipating. Matt might say different.
No, it will do, yeah. Very good.
Even that worked great strike.
It's still done the magic.
It did, yeah. I actually think, I don't know if the camera can see, that's plumb in the middle.
Perfect. You can hear it pick it off nice and clean.
Because this is a bit since we've made the grip changes, I know I've got to go and work on, but I was like, there's no point doing that off a mat. I need to be on turf on a proper green.
Yeah.
So this is the bit, if anything, I'm still a bit getting used to.
Perfect. What I found with that app, with the Titleist app, it's not really steered me wrong at all. It's fitting people for the right grinds, the right bounce, 9 times out of 10, when we do the blind testing, we hand you like several clubs. 9 times out of 10, look at the spin on that. 9 times out of 10, it generally is the one that they recommend.
Like you said, it's effortless. I don't feel I'm having to change anything. I'm not doing anything. The club is doing the work.
Yep. Look at that. Nip that nice.
And again, we're still with range balls. We've not altered the balls, but you can see these are gripping. So I imagine a Pro V or TP5, I'd probably come up a lot shorter, but
the flight characteristic will change a little bit. If you know what I mean, it will flight differently and spin differently. Perfect. The beauty of it is when you get them right, is you can start going at the flag a bit more. Yeah.
Just confidence. I mean, I'm standing in, I feel so confident that I can just throw the club at it. I'm not having to think, I'm not manipulating, it's just back and through. Yep. The club will do the job.
Yeah.
One more.
It's amazing, isn't it? You know, you find the right grind.
Yeah.
Beautiful, nipped it nice. Just out of interest, just try this one for me, without even looking at it. How did that one feel? Bit different?
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt like I were a bit chunky. It felt like it dug a little bit more. It didn't glide like the others felt. If I've caught it, it felt like it just bounced through. That one didn't.
So that one's a different grind altogether. So
Right.
That's an S grind, okay, which actually was what it was recommending.
Right.
No, for your pitching, for your lob wedge.
Yes.
But I would be inclined to stick to the same as what the 54 should be, because of the way that you use them. So this is the 1 out of the 9 out of the 10 times.
That felt really nice.
Yeah. I think yours would be a little bit inconsistent with that though.
But I do feel like with this one, I feel I've got to work with it a bit more.
Yes.
Where I felt that one was more.
Yeah, it did the job.
Yeah, just step up and.
Yeah, 100%. So this is where the blind test works, because we throw a few clubs at you and say, what do you think? And you say, oh no, it's horrible, I don't feel comfortable with that. I feel, give me the other one back.
Yeah.
If we make you rank them, so if you had them in order, like that's number 1, that's number 2, whatever, and you work it out from there. But you can see the difference in those shots there, like I say with the other one, this one here, which was a D grind,
yes,
which is what it was recommending, that's the S grind. Just a much broader, wider sole. There's no forgiveness at the back there. With this one here for you, with this grind taken away here, you can open the face, close the face inside, and you still got the bounce of the club. So if you go in the bunkers, it still works. Does that make sense?
That definitely.
So finding the right grind is the magic cue here, really, and bounce.
Yeah.
Loft angles and so on. It really is recommended you keep a 4-degree gap. But really, in that case, that's quite easy to sort.
Yes.
But nowadays, the whole idea is you get the right grind, you can play all sorts of different shots, and the confidence level is just straight up through the roof.
Definitely, I can see that just between them two. Like I say, the confidence with this, just that grind, the D grind, just felt natural. That I did feel like I was having to work it a bit.
Yeah, I would keep the similar sort of grind, to be honest, in the lob wedge as well. Because I think you'll find that you got more versatility.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Bro.
Yeah, happy with that?
Yes, thank you very much, Matt. Thank you.
I enjoyed that.
Guys, hope you enjoyed the video. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I found it really fascinating. It was a shame the Wi-Fi cut out at times and it did delay us a little bit. But when we brought the wedges out onto the grass, I thoroughly enjoyed that. I really did. I could spend hours here hitting them wedges. The 54 in particular was absolutely majestic. It was just effortless. That grind is obviously the grind for me. I've got some tough choices now because I'm sort of saving up for a new driver, but the way that wedge performed, it's leaving that little nagging doubt. As always, hope you've enjoyed the video. Till next time.